I always feel that either, for early on when I was getting started just in life, I always had a passion for nonprofits.
Yes.
Whether it was kids programs,
Yeah.
teaching, and there's this balance of, hey, these are things I love, but here's are the things that I'm interested in giving back to the community.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you're involved with like half a dozen different boards and organizations, and you're active in the community. Did that come because, as you rose through the ranks in Georgia Power, there was an expectation, which there is in a lot of large Fortune 500 companies, hey, you need to be on these boards, here are strategic, places that you need to be, and that whole ecosystem? Or was there kind of a passion as you were growing up that kind of intertwined both?
Yeah. So I'll take you back. I was about 24, 25 years old. Now I'm going to go back to the CASA example, if that's okay. So I have a case of 13 children who live in a motel. The 3 oldest aren't in school, so they're 13, 15, and 16. They're not in school because they're out in the streets hustling every day, trying to figure out how to feed the other 10 children. The mom is addicted to drugs, and the father's absolutely absent, and they live on a day-to-day basis in this extended, motel situation, extended stay situation. So now they're in state custody, and the 13-year-old, he is tough, right? Because he's been living in the streets helping to feed his family. And I had this moment with this 13-year-old where I'm sort of asking and trying to connect with him and asking him questions about what he needs to feel safe, feel supported, and to understand what's going on in this whole process. And he says to me that he's got a birthday coming up and how much it sucks that he is going to spend his birthday in this situation. And I said, well, is there anything I can get you for your birthday that might make your day just a little bit brighter? And he tells me, what I'd really love? He was like, I'd just like a hot meal, a homemade hot meal. Like I haven't had a homemade hot meal. And specifically, he wanted tacos and he wanted elotes. So I don't know if anybody knows what elote is, street corn, like when you get the corn, right? Very, very typical Mexican culture. And I just started to cry right there in front of him. I couldn't even be a big girl in front of him the way I started to cry. Like I get tear up just remembering that moment with him. And I thought, no kid should have to ask for a hot homemade meal for their birthday. That's just, that says so much. So of course we made that happen, right? But it speaks to, that moment was a very important, my heart was already knowing that we have to serve in some way, we have to give back in some way. But then I was supercharged at that point. I was like, okay, now I've really got to show up for vulnerable communities because I can. So fast forward, I'm into this work, and at this point, I'm in my early 30s, and I'm about to quit Georgia Power because my heart is bleeding to do more in the community, and I just don't feel like I can do enough. And my husband sits me down and he says, you don't understand the role of business, especially the role of corporations, in philanthropy. And he was like, I don't either, none of us do, but we're learning this for the first time. I bet that if you stay, you'll be able to do more good in the long run for these communities that you want to help.